Bad Luck and Magic is a portal into self-discovery and alignment. I'm your host, Mal Burden, a cosmic life coach and fellow soul navigating the human experience. Every week, I'll give you an astrological forecast of the vibes for the week ahead so you'll know exactly what to expect when it comes to your emotions, relationships, career, and more. And every month, we'll hear from a local baddie as she shares her unique journey of self-discovery and aligning with her passions despite the challenges along the way. Now grab your favorite drink and get cozy because, honey, we are about to uncover the magic of the unknown. Let's get it, boo.
What's up? So, I got these press-on nails yesterday, so you can't tell me nothing, honey. I don't know why. It is just such a vibe to get your nails done. Like, the sass level goes up by at least 50%. Honey, let's fucking go. Let's take a collective breath together because it just feels good. It just feels good. It really refreshes and revitalizes our spirit. It automatically reconnects us with our body, with our soul. So again, let's take a deep breath in. And just let it out. Like, breathe in the good, exhale the bad. Wow, that is so refreshing, and it's free. Okay, so what do we got going on this week? Okay, how are you doing this week? How are you doing? Let's see what we had last week. Last week we entered into Aquarius season, and we also had the sun conjunct Pluto. So I think last week we were really seeing the shadows, honestly, on a collective societal level, especially in the US. But we were also witnessing where we are in our own personal journey of transforming into a new version of ourselves that really embraces our uniqueness. We're more so thinking about the future and, you know, what role we are playing as a part of the collective. So our mind has been on those themes, and specifically themes around power and control, potentially secrets. So it might have been a heavy week last week. So I have good news for you. This week we have really great aspects. We have a new moon happening in Aquarius. So there is this energy of planting seeds and setting new intentions. And we have a lot of positive, supportive aspects this week that are going to help us do just that. So the overall theme is individuality, community, and breaking free from limitations. So this week we are really going to be feeling our inner Aquarius because we have 3 different planets transiting through this freedom-loving sign. And when we have 3 or more planets within any particular zodiac sign, that is called a stellium. And that means that there are multiple energies that are concentrated in this one particular area. So the planets that are transiting through the sign of Aquarius will have their themes show up through an Aquarius lens. Okay, so our vitality, which is the sun, our transformation, which is Pluto, and our thoughts, Mercury are all experiencing or expressing their energy through Aquarius, like I mentioned. So we'll also experience the new moon happening in Aquarius come Wednesday. So we are beginning a new cycle when it comes to expressing our individuality, the communities and the groups that we are a part of, and experiencing freedom and breaking free from the status quo. So where in Capricorn season, we were more focused on traditions, typical structures, Aquarius is quite the opposite of that. It wants to do things differently. It wants to be the lead in innovating. It wants to be avant-garde. It wants to show up in a completely different way than what's expected. So the house that is ruled by Aquarius in your birth chart will show you where your focus will be this week. So for example, Aquarius risings, y'all will be focused on your personal goals and your appearance because this is happening in your first house. Virgo risings, Aquarius rules their sixth house, and the sixth house is all about daily habits, wellness, and your day job. So Virgo risings will be experiencing more focus in this particular area of their lives. So then by Thursday, Uranus, which is a planet that loves Aquarius, by the way, will be stationing direct in Taurus after being retrograde since September 1st of last year. So September 1st, 2024, Uranus started to slow down and turn retrograde. So since then, we have been reassessing and reflecting on the change that's been taking place in our resources, our finances, and what helps us feel secure. So with Uranus moving forward, we are now seeing change take place externally, especially when it comes to breaking out of our comfort zone and creating significant shifts in our material resources. So, a lot of good happening this week. Now, as we get into the bad luck and the magic of the week, just a reminder that when we're talking about the aspect that is going to bring quote unquote bad luck, there's always, when there's a challenge in astrology, there is always a positive side to it. Especially if you do feel aligned and you are in tune with your inner guidance, like you're operating on a different frequency already. So when we experiencing these challenging aspects, it's like when you're in your high vibe energy, you're able to recognize those maybe more shadow sides of the energies, and you're able to see how you can actually turn those shadow sides into the strengths of the energies, especially through the zodiac sign that it's transiting through. Not to get confusing, but anyway, just to say the bad luck can always turn into the good. So now we got bad luck happening. Mercury will be conjoining Pluto in Aquarius. So last week we had the sun conjoin Pluto. So our ego, our sense of self, our energy, our personality was coming up against where we are changing and transforming. We were likely seeing maybe some areas within our lives that really need a change and they needed to be seen. And maybe they weren't completely new or shocking information, but you were really able to take a look at it and be like, okay, I know this is something that I need to change. Okay. Now, as we have Mercury come up against Pluto at the same point, it's saying like, okay, I saw this from last week. Now I'm ready to communicate the changes. I'm ready to think about this in a new way and have a new perspective around where I'm at in my transformation journey. So honestly, personally, I don't think this is a terrible transit. Like I said, we have a lot of good positive aspects happening this week, so it was hard to find the true like bad luck thing. But I think this particular transit, it can bring up power struggles. It can bring up, like how we are relinquishing control, how we are navigating. Sorry, Pepper is barking at this dog, so now I'm like a little, Pepper, please stop. Please stop. I get very distracted. Okay. Anyways, it can just bring up some shit that you weren't sure you were ready to fully look at, or maybe it's, difficulties in expressing and communicating yourself because of power or control dynamics. But what you can do is shift into the Aquarius side that is all about creative problem solving, looking at things in a new way and in a new light, and really leaning into your inner rebel. Like, you know what your values and principles are, so you're not going to be easily swayed from outside sources because you know exactly what you stand for and who you are. And again, if you have yet to choose what your top 3 personal values are, I highly, highly recommend it. You can look online to see like what some typical core values are. That's what I did. I just looked at the list and chose 3 values, and then over time those values have shifted slightly, but I always have those 3 values in mind, so I know how to make decisions that are best in alignment for me. I also did post something on Instagram about choosing your personal values, so you can always check that out as well. And then for the magic of the week, we have the new moon in Aquarius. So again, a very Aquarius heavy week. And this is coming off of the Sun conjunct Pluto. So we're seeing all this shit happening out in the government and the real world. And it's happening there, but it's also happening internally as well. So we got this new moon in Aquarius, and that means we are starting a new cycle when it comes to individuality, humanitarianism, detachment, and freedom. This new moon is making a trine to Jupiter and Gemini, which Jupiter has been retrograde for a while, and it will be turning direct next week. So we are really about to ramp up when it comes to forward movement and expansion, especially when it comes to communities and communication. Does that mean there will be a new social media coming out? Like, that's kind of, in terms of the general public, that's kind of the vibes I'm getting there. Anyway, so the new moon, new cycle, all about being unique, all about power to the people, okay? And let's get into your mini scope. This is going to be related to the new moon and what you will be focused on this week, okay? So this is going to be telling you the area that Aquarius rules for you. So Aries, if you're Aries sun or Aries rising, this will be happening in your 11th house. So you're starting a new cycle around your friendships, your friend groups, clubs that you're a part of, communities, even social media, and your hopes and wishes. So you're starting a new cycle here, and you also have a lot of focus and energy and things happening in this realm of your life this upcoming week. Taurus, this is happening for you in your 10th house of career, public image, and the legacy that you're trying to leave. Gemini, this is happening in your 9th house, so you're starting a new cycle when it comes to spirituality, your beliefs, your higher education, and even long distance travel. Cancer, you're going to have a lot of focus happening on your 8th house, and that is all about your intimate relationships, your mental health, psychology, your resources that are shared with other people. And then Leo, this is going to be happening in your 7th house. So there's going to be a heightened focus and a new cycle starting when it comes to your one-on-one partnership. So this could be marriage, this could be your best friend, this could be your therapist, could be your clients. Okay, and then Virgo, this will be happening in your 6th house. So like I mentioned at the beginning, this will be impacting your wellness, your day job, your daily habits, your health, your service to other people. Libra, this will be happening in your 5th house. So you're starting a new cycle when it comes to the things that you find pleasure in, your creative projects, your hobbies, your favorite pastimes, your inner child, and the children that you have in your life. Scorpio, this is all about your 4th house, your home, your emotional security, your family dynamics. Sagittarius, you will be very focused on your local community this week and how you express yourself through forms of communication. If you have siblings and cousins, you might notice that you're chatting more with them this week. Capricorn, this is starting a new cycle when it comes to your income, your financial stability, your material possessions, but also your self-worth. Aquarius, as I mentioned before, this is all about being focused on your personal goals, your appearance, and how you present yourself out to the world. And lastly, Pisces, you will be starting a new cycle when it comes to your introspection, your healing journey, your subconscious thoughts and beliefs. Okay, now let's get into the tarot message of the week. So you'll either choose card 1, 2, or 3. Sit with yourself and see what calls to you the most. And actually, a little bonus today, when I was pulling cards, I pulled 6 accidentally. So we're each going to get 2 cards, which will kind of jazz up our message a little bit, give us a little bit more insights. Okay, so if you chose card number 1, you received the High Priestess and the Emperor. Honey, you are not only the boss of your physical reality, but you are also a spiritual boss as well, okay? Like, you can see these 2 figures. First of all, these are both in the major arcana, so this is all about like major life themes that are happening at this moment. So you may be noticing that you are really stepping into your power in a new way. Maybe you are also entering this new phase and era where you are so self-assured. You are following your intuition, you are following your heart, you are being divinely guided, and you also have these leadership skills and this authority that you're coming into. You've looked into, or you've reflected on your past, and you've seen how far you've come, and that you are so deserving to be in this leadership role and position. And you're calling yourself into these, right? Like, it's not external sources being like, oh, you're so intuitive and spiritual and wow, you really know what you're talking about. Like, no. You know from the bottom of your heart that this is who I am. Why? Because of my past experiences and how I've handled those past experiences. You know that you are showing up for yourself in a new and a different way. And maybe you're also starting to feel like the most you that you've ever been. Hell yeah. Okay. That was card 1. Cards 2. Girl, where are you going? Little Miss Thing's going somewhere. Okay, so we got 2 of Wands and Page of Swords. Now, what is this telling me? So we got 2 of Wands over here, and she has a globe in one hand, she has a wand in the other, and there's a wand to her back. Something about this is telling me that you are doing some planning for your future. You are looking to expand your horizons. You are looking to maybe balance out your life by starting to focus on the things that you are truly passionate about and that bring you joy. So there's something here about finding balance, finding harmony, maybe being more focused on joy, bringing more joy into your future, but also travel. Something about this card, well, the globe for sure, is looking to your future to see where you're ready to expand. Okay. And then we have the Page of Swords. So pages are all about beginning a new journey, being curious, being a learner. And this is specifically when it comes to our intellect, our mind, our thought processes. So really with these 2 cards, it's like you really are ready to find the truth, find clarity, see what you really want to experience in your life. So you're ready for adventure, you're ready for some fun, you're ready for expanding your mind and seeing what's truly out there for you. What is going to ignite your passionate and inspired and creative side. Okay, and last but not least, we got cards number 3. And y'all got the 8 of Wands and the Star. So the Star is also a part of the major arcana. So this is a major cycle for you guys. And this is kind of giving like instant fame. Like 8 of Wands is all about fast, quick communication and changes. A lot of creativity, passion, and inspiration here. So you might be receiving a lot of messages, a lot of ideas. And then the Star is all about hope. Okay, so the Star card comes after the Tower card, and the Tower is like major upheaval, major changes. A lot of times, you know, it can be changes that were really difficult and really hard for us to go through, but it restructured our foundation. It made our foundation more stable and secure, even though it didn't feel like it at the time. And now with the Star, there's this sense of hope, there's a sense of renewal, and yeah, it's like you're coming into yourself again. You're being reminded, like, oh yeah, like I was within me all along. It just took all of that change and upheaval for me to now be at this place where I feel inspired about life again. And now I'm moving forward in a very intentional and focused way. So this is great. Like, I feel like this week you are going to be making a lot of moves. Like, you're going to be sharing a lot of information. You're going to be maybe showing up. I get this feeling like maybe showing up online and sharing what you've been learning, sharing what you've been inspired by, sharing your creativity in some way. So just feeling more confident in yourself overall, and feeling more self-assured, and knowing that even if you don't know exactly what the path is, you know the direction you're headed and you feel good about it. And you feel like you have faith in yourself and you have faith in the universe that everything's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. All right. Now, as we wrap up this thing, let's talk about some soul care inspiration. Like, what are we going to do this week to really nurture our individual spirit? So the first thing I thought of was, what can we do to support us during the Mercury conjunct Pluto situation? And that is going to be happening on Wednesday. So obviously feel free to do these whenever works for you, but I wanted to kind of mention what the aspects were that each one of these relate to. So this is all about seeking out the good. So I think at times we can be so exposed to the negativity that's happening all around us. You know, we do have social media. We have access to information at all times. So it can be difficult to have faith in humanity and where we're headed as a collective when we see negative things. And I think for every negative thing we see, I think it would take a lot more good news stories or positive stories to even neutralize the negative. You know what I mean? So I think there's an opportunity this week to be the positive change that you want to see out in the world. And one way to do this is to research local events, clubs, and groups that interest you, and commit to going to one of those meetups. And after the experience, reflect on the positive impact and ripple effect that collective experience is likely having on you as a person, but also your city, your region, and your country, and even society at large. Like, actually go out into the world and be a part of a group, which is very Aquarius. Be a part of a group. How is it that you showing up as your individual self into this group, how is that impacting you all? You know, like, and it does ripple out into the world. So the more that we're able to engage with those types of experiences, I think the more that we'll realize there is a lot of good out there. We can have hope in ourselves and in the future. 2 would be related to the new moon in Aquarius, and this is just a mini new moon ritual. If you want the full ritual, like I mentioned, feel free to sign up for the Cosmic Club and you'll be able to see more information on that. But what you'll do with this mini new moon ritual is, find a quiet, relaxing space and take a few deep breaths. And once you feel centered, I want you to just jot down a quick list of what you imagine your 2025 would look like realistically. Okay. You can say, some of the good things that you're looking forward to, and maybe you're actually feeling a little pessimistic about certain areas of your life, and maybe you're going to say what you think might happen in those areas. I think it's beneficial to be honest in this context. And then what I want you to do is imagine that you're not the main character in this situation, but you're actually the director of your life. So how, in that case, in that mindset, how would you reimagine what your 2025 is going to look like? What kind of plot are you trying to have? And even with those challenges that you were anticipating from your original list, how could that add to the plot? How could that add to the story? And what are you potentially going to be learning? That can just help you really reframe what it is that you're calling in. And then the last thing is talking about Uranus going direct in Taurus. So this will be money mindset affirmations. So you can repeat these as needed, and I will be sending this out in my Sunday email newsletter. So if you want to sign up for that, be sure to do that on my website. But these affirmations are: I accept the abundant flow of money into my life. I attract money all day, every day. I understand that money is a resource and I use it for good. I naturally and gratefully receive wealth. I feel confident in my relationship with money. I feel a sense of peace, abundance, and stability when it comes to my finances. I am healing generational attachments to money. I am financially well-informed, strategic, and educated. I trust that the universe is supporting me always with my income, finances, and flow of money. Yes, let's call that in, honey. Let's call that money in. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Is there anything else I want to say? Maybe just giving you an overview of how the week is going to flow in terms of where the moon will be. So then you can kind of know, especially if you know your birth charts and what zodiac sign rules each house, you'll kind of know, oh, hey, like my emotions are going to be moving through my 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th house. Or at least that's what it is for me. Right? So anyway, Monday and Tuesday, we're going to have a waning crescent moon in Capricorn. We're probably going to be more focused on our goals, achievements, success, career on those days. Wednesday and Thursday, we have, the new moon in Aquarius and then the waxing crescent in Aquarius. And we're going to be focused more on the collective, on the groups, on our hopes and wishes. And then as the moon moves into Pisces, we're going to be starting to take the first steps towards those intentions that we set during the new moon. And then when the moon is in Pisces, we are going to be feeling more creative, compassionate, and intuitive. And then on Sunday, we'll have the moon in Aries. So this to me is giving like, okay, we're ready to get ready and get prepared for a new week. So on Sunday, we might be feeling independent, passionate. We might be, either wanting to get some things done that are practical or just wanting to start something new in general, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, but it is also a cardinal sign, so it's all about new starts, new beginnings. So that's what I got for you this week. I hope that was helpful, and I hope that you really enjoy your new moon. As always, this new moon will be tied to the full moon in Aquarius that will be happening in 6 months from now. So I always love writing in a journal on new moons and writing down what my intentions are, so that 6 months from now I can go back to the journal and just see, like, have those intentions come to life at that time. So yeah, okay. Well, have a great week and we'll see you next time. Love ya. Bye.